Hey guys, welcome back to Game Room Theater. I'm back at you with another review of a projector, and this one happens to cost less than 500 bucks. It's a brand that I've reviewed many times before, but this is a review of the Aurzen BOOM mini projector. This thing's a compact powerhouse with little speakers in the back that look like woofers. And if you remember my review video of the BOOM 3 last year, you know that I was impressed. And this is why I'm anxious to see how the BOOM Mini provides and if it keeps that vibe going. So I'll be unboxing that very shortly. And as you know, I'll be running a lot of the video so that you guys can see the quality of it in my dedicated theater. So stay tuned, guys. Now look at the sleek packaging. It's nicely secured inside. And obviously we've got the BOOM Mini. We do get a precision remote. And by the way, you'll need 2 AAA batteries. You get a power adapter, user manual, a quick startup guide. Everything's here to get you going in no time at all. Aesthetically speaking, I really like the look of this device and especially the color. And there's those speakers in the back. Let me give you guys a closer look at that. Okay, I'm a professional, so don't keep doing this. I'm always tempted to see how these woofers move. And not something you want to do all the time, but look at this. Look at the amount of flex that there is. Amazing sound, and I'll be demonstrating that and talking about the specs a little bit later. Underneath, you can tripod mount this. As you can see, you've got provisioning provided there. As for maintenance, you do get a filter, and it's just behind this little grill right here. You do have the remote, but you also have this volume knob and power button on top. It's good to see that the adapter port is built in right into that gimbal. And with this gimbal, you can lay in bed and basically point it right up onto your ceiling or however you want to angle it. Okay, enough talk. And now you guys really want to see the visuals of how this thing performs, right? So let's do what we usually do. Have it set up in my theater and look at the image that it's projecting. Beautiful colors, beautiful brightness, decent contrast, and all currently with lights on. So while you guys are enjoying some of the visuals, let me just talk about some of the high-level specs of the BOOM Mini. It delivers a native 1920 by 1080p resolution with 500 ANSI lumens of brightness, and it's powered by an LCD display technology with an LED light source. So it means that because it's not halogen or bulb-based, it'll last many, many thousands of hours. Plus, the claim is the 1000:1 contrast ratio, and you'll see as the video progresses where I play some darker scenes if this is going to be acceptable or not. And support-wise, it's got HDR10, HLG, AV1, and you get, as you can see, sharp, vivid images with no pixelation, at least from my seating distance. My first row of seating is about 8.5 to about under 9 feet from the 110-inch screen. Now, will this still project an image with the brightness of my pot lights at 100%? It will, but as you can see, it's gonna get washed out because I don't have an ambient light rejecting screen here either. It is an acoustically transparent screen. And then in medium lights, as you can see, I think I have this at about 40%. It is a very, very watchable image. And being a dedicated theater, the rest of my video is going to be with these lights turned off so that you guys can see the actual contrast of what the picture quality looks like. Now, as for throw distances, what's throw distances? It is the size of the projected image based on the distance that the projector is actually placed. So let's just say you place it around 4 feet, you'll get about a 40-inch size display. If you move it just under 6 feet, you'll get 60 inches, which is what Aurzen recommends as a screen size. However, in the darkened environment, as you can see, I've got a 110-inch screen. I have it about 10 feet away to create this 110-inch image. And if you have no ambient light whatsoever, you want to make a 200-inch image, you'll have to be about 20 feet back. All right, I'll be quiet in a second, but I want to see those little tiny woofers moving and in action. So I'm going to turn the volume fully up and then show you guys what it sounds like. So again, this is dual 10-watt Dolby powered speakers that bring the noise, and no external speakers are needed. So listen to this. Streaming is a breeze with built-in Google TV, running on an MT9630 processor with 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigabyte ROM. So you've got lots of room. So you've got Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video, and more, and you're ready to go. You got dual band Wi-Fi, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz, and a Bluetooth 5.1. That ensures smooth streaming and easy pairing with your devices. And the manual mentions Google Assistant. So basically, just press the remote's button and say, find action movies, and it's done. Plus Google Cast, so that lets you stream from your phone or your laptop. And though some copyright content require app installations, you can always download that right from the Google Play Store. As I've mentioned before, setup is effortless with TOF Instant Autofocus, TOF meaning time of flight and real-time keystone correction. The manual says to keep the sensors clean, and basically the way this works is basically point this projector straight up to the ceiling or at a 45-degree angle, you get a trapezoid image. With features like intelligent screen fit and obstacle avoidance, it automatically adjusts to your wall or screen. And it supports front, rear, and ceiling modes with a 1/4-inch mounting screw for versatility. As for I/O ports, it includes HDMI, 2 USBs, and a 3.5mm audio jack. And it supports formats like JPEG, MP3, H.265 and up to basically 4K 60 frames per second. Now, as for watching movies, I did find it did give me the cinema vibes. You have Dolby audio, so that audio fills the room quite nicely. And with Google the TV interface, it just makes picking movies a very easy task. I do wish there was a little bit more pop in the colors. However, I do have this in movie mode because I prefer more accuracy versus blown out colors. But I still need to tweak the picture a bit to get it to where I desire it, and I'll be doing that in future videos. Now, when you have some quiet scenes, the projector is not particularly noisy. It stays below 36 decibels and was not distracting. And as for sports watching, which I suspect a lot of you guys may be doing with this projector, especially in the backyard, I found it to be very detailed and definitely bright enough to carry this 110-inch image. I did have the lights back on at about 10%, and it was still a very respectable image. Now, as for gaming, per se, this is not a gaming projector where it's super low latency, where you're playing first-person shooter games. Your KD is just gonna go down because it just doesn't have that level of response. However, for games such as simulations and sports games that you may play against somebody else, when it's at 110 inches, it is so immersive and it really makes you feel like you're in the game. So these sorts of games, even role-playing games, are a whole lot of fun. Now, as for the menus and some of the things that I've tweaked, that I mentioned earlier, picture mode, standard is how it came out of the box. Movie is what I found to be the most accurate, but you do have a whole lot of control over things that you want to change, like backlight. Echo mode was just too low, although the fan noise went down. High brightness and standard wasn't enough of a difference for me to choose high brightness, and it just at the expense of the fan noise going up. As you can see, there are still a lot of other options to go to tweak the picture further, and including the sound if you wanted a certain equalization applied as well. Now, as a baseline, when I'm tweaking projectors, I do run some test patterns. And in this test pattern, it's very, very subtle to see, but I did have some issues with focus uniformity. But again, at this price point, this is not a big deal. I don't actually see a issue when you're actually watching video or movies. Contrast, again, was excellent for this price point. It had minimal crushing at the high end and the low end, and it did exceed my expectations at this price point. So what's the verdict on this? Well, the Boom Mini is a worthy successor of the Aurzen BOOM 3. I really like the compactness of it and the ease of use with setup being a breeze with all of the auto adjustments. The fact that it's got Google TV and Dolby Audio as a standout feature. So it makes it very, very versatile, and it is powerful. So, you know, I did have that minor issue with focus uniformity. I did wish that the colors punched a bit more, but overall, I'm very happy with this device and I can definitely recommend it. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the review of the Aurzen BOOM mini projector, and I've got a whole lot of other tech reviews, projector reviews, along with DIY projects coming up. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to sharing next is my thoughts on the Aurzen Zip. That was that tri-folding mini projector that fits in your pocket that I teased at the beginning of the video. So anyway guys, if you enjoyed this review, please subscribe, consider liking this video as well, and comment and let me know if you've got any questions. Take care until the next one.